Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope y'all are doing well today. I'm Larry the Batman fan. I'm back with another video. Tonight we are going to be talking about, and I say tonight because I have an overhead light on, so it is the nighttime now. If you hear that noise in the background, that's my fan. Also, if you're new, subscribe to the channel, please. It helps me out greatly. We're on the road to 400 subscribers. Anyways, it's been a while since I did the Nintendo Switch collection, and I have the Nintendo Switch collection again for all of you out there. I have an updated collection here of games. Yeah, see, it's only one pile. I haven't collected a ton of Nintendo Switch games over the years. I got my Nintendo Switch back in 2022 or 2023, so and it wasn't the first model that I had. I had another one, but I had to sell it because at the time I wasn't working. That was back in like 2021. So it took a while before I got a job and started working again to make some money to where I could actually get the thing. I ended up picking up mine a couple of years ago at Empire Video Games, and I got I don't know if this is a standard version because it's all black on these things, Joy-Cons they call them. But, yeah, there's that. Lights up when you take it off. So we have that. And of course, the Nintendo Switch, as you know, it is a handheld, but it's also a console. It's both. Nintendo had a great design with this thing. So it's nice to have my Nintendo Switch back in my collection in order to play some really awesome games. Nintendo Switch is a good console overall, but the problem that I don't like with a lot of the newer stuff is you have to download shit, and I don't like the fact that a lot of Nintendo Switch games have microtransactions in them. That's a real problem for me. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not picking up the Nintendo Switch 2, because a lot of people already jumped on the bandwagon, like Mr. Rightway, Craig Bush Rocks, RGT85, Dreamcast Guy, and a whole bunch of other gaming channels out there that are way more popular than me have already jumped on that, and I just don't agree with it. Plus, some of the games, they have key cards and stuff, and they don't give you the actual game on a cartridge. You have to download it. I just don't agree with those philosophies, with that sort of business practices. So that's why I just stick with the regular Switch. But honestly, there's a lot of games on the Switch that I have no interest in. So that's why I only have about 20 something games here. Although there is a few more that would be nice to have in the collection, such as The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'd like to get that back in my collection. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Process of Elimination, Hyrule Warriors 2 Age of Calamity. I know they also made the first one and they put it in HD, made a definitive edition, but I already own it for the Wii U, so I didn't buy it on the Nintendo Switch. But, and there's a few other games as well on the Nintendo Switch that are nice to own. But I just don't own them, because of the money factor and stuff. Like Crisis 1. Crisis 1 would have been nice to get, but it's too expensive. It's like $70 or $80 for a copy, and I'm like, nah, no thank you, that's too much money for me. So I don't get it. And you could get the version that has all three, but it costs like $120 or $130 for that. And I already own the second one and the third one on the PS3, so I would really only want the first one, and can't get it because it's too much money. It's not at a price point I want to pay, so I just don't buy it. Anyways, you came to see the games, of course. That's why you subscribed to me. So let me get to the games. I have Rico in my collection. I have played this game. I thought it was a pretty good game overall. There is some things in the game though. I think you had to connect online or something, and I couldn't progress because I somewhere in this house we just don't have a good online connection or something. So I haven't been able to play it. But you know what I did play in this game. You play as a cop in the game, and you shoot and kill bad guys and rescue hostages. There's also some parts in the game where you have to pick up items, and I think you can also pick up guns and stuff. The first level, as I remember, you were in like a training course. You were shooting like cardboard cutouts of bad guys, and you had to shoot them and not the innocent civilians. But as time went on in the game, you end up shooting real people in the game, uh, bank robbers and other sort of robbers in the game. There is a co-op mode in this game where you can play as the other character. They're the girl and the guy. They're both cops. So that's the premise of the game. I don't think they released this on anything else. I think it's exclusive to Nintendo Switch, although I could be wrong. They did make a sequel to this game. It's called Rico London, or as others would call it, Rico 2 London. I don't own that one. But overall, for a first-person shooter game on the Nintendo Switch, being that there's not that many out there, I'd say pick this up. This is worth a buy if you like first-person shooter games where you play as cops and you save people and kill the bad guys, kill the bank robbers and drug dealers and criminals and things like that, and investigate stuff and find out how did they get a hold of the drugs and things like that, and what was the motive for killing innocent civilians or holding them hostage. It's a really good game overall. I do enjoy this game. Ah, yes, I got this for Christmas last year. I got Blue Fire. I played some of this game. From what I played, I didn't get super far yet, but it's like a platformer game where you play as this little guy, that little stuffed animal type of character. I'm not sure what the hell his name is. I don't remember his name, but there he is right there. You can see it right there where my finger is. That's him. That's the guy you play as. You got a weapon in the game. It's like a scythe or a sword. I think that's what it is, or a staff, something like that. And you go through the levels and you collect gold pieces and jump over platforms. You know, you gotta jump from gap to gap. There's some where you had to go up against the wall and then jump to make it over, things like that. I like the environments in the game. I think that they look gorgeous. They look pretty. It is a bit of a dark game. I'm surprised it's not T for teen. It's E10, but you know, I guess it's because it's not really. Okay, it says animated blood on the back. I don't remember seeing any blood in this game, but overall, it's still kid friendly and all. But that just seemed like the gameplay. It just seemed like you were exploring areas, opening up chests, talking to certain characters in the game, and platforming over stuff. But overall, and the environments did look beautiful, by the way. But overall, I thought that this game was pretty good. It seemed pretty fun. I have a funny feeling it gets better as the game goes on, so I should play this some more, so that way I can give even more of an impression on it. Maybe I'll do a review on this channel of mine later on and talk more about it in depth. Because right now I've only played a few hours of this game, and from what I played so far, I haven't really scratched the surface. I haven't made it past the second level yet, so we'll see. But overall, from what I have played, it's pretty good. We have Doom, another first-person shooter game. This is also available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But I gotta say, for a port on the Nintendo Switch, I didn't think that this could be done well. But this proves right here, this and Rico, that a shooter game can work on the Nintendo Switch. As as long as they take the time where they actually, put it on a cartridge, this little thing here, and actually take the time with it to make the game, not glitchy and buggy, and then it actually plays well, then you got a good game. And overall, this is a good game. It's a perfect game to play when you're pissed off and just want to kill demons. You've had a very messed up day at work, and you're just tired of your boss's shit, and you're like, you know what, screw it. I'll pop this game in and play it for a couple hours to relieve my stress and keep my sanity from all the shit that I went through at work, and then you play this game and it actually relieves you of your stress because you kill demons and stuff in this game. So, hence the M rating because it's really violent and bloody and gory. It looks like language in the game too, strong language. But I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good game overall. I like the environments. Looked pretty good. Some of the environments are not really destructible though, it seems. Just seems to shoot at it and nothing really happens. But that doesn't really hinder the game's fun. It's still a fun game overall. I definitely recommend it if you have a Nintendo Switch. And only a Nintendo Switch. Otherwise, I guess you could get it on PS4 or Xbox One. Another game I got for my brother. I got Mario Party Superstars. I got the Silver Jamboree because I think Jamboree you gotta connect. Excuse me, both excuse me. You gotta connect to the internet, I think, with Jamboree. And Super Mario Party, the first one, wasn't a great game. We'll say that. I wouldn't say it was dog shit. It was okay overall, but it wasn't a great game. And when I asked Google last Christmas, around that time, November or December, which one was the best one, they said this was the best. Now, I will say with Mario Party, it is a lot more fun when you have friends over to play with you. And currently, I don't have any friends that like to play video games because they all are too busy doing stuff, working and stuff like that. So they don't have time to hang out. And my one or two friends that are available, they're not interested in video games. So I can't really play with them. My friend Asim is not into video games like me, so he doesn't get into it. He watches movies and likes war documentaries and baseball and things like that, football. So, excuse me. So, yeah. So I don't really have anybody to play with. I have to play with solo against the computer, and that kind of sucks, to be honest with you, because it's more fun competitively with your friends. But from what I played of it, the environments are beautiful. I just wish that Toad would shut the fuck up because he talks too much in the game. And Toadette as well. Toadette also never shuts up. It's like 5 minutes of dialogue of doing this. And I'm like, can I just play the game already? Jeez. But then once you start getting into the mini games and stuff, they're overall pretty fun. They took some mini games from the Super Nintendo, or not Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, and the Wii, I believe, and put it on here. But then they also have a version in this game that has like 5 or 6 new boards, for this game alone, which adds to the value of this game, because this game was about $40 or $50, and it's not going down anytime soon. The prices on it have still stayed. And this game came out, let's see, I have to look at this really close because my eyes are bad. I think this game came out in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. It came out a few years before Jamboree, because Jamboree dropped about 7 months ago, I think. This one came out in 2021, like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 2022. But yeah, overall I like this game. I think it's a pretty good game overall for a party game, Mario Party game. I just wish I had some friends to play with. Persona 5 Strikers. This is a action RPG with some turn-based elements. Actually, no, it's not really turn-based. I say more action RPG. But overall, from what I had played of this game, I didn't play a whole lot of it. But from what I did play, I did enjoy what I played. I do need to play some more of it, get into the story a bit more, and learn the characters and stuff. There are characters that talk in the environments too, and stuff like that. There is another Persona game. It's called Persona 5 on PlayStation 4. I also own that. I've had that for a couple of years. I have not played that one. I didn't get in and play that. I got too much on my backlog. Got over like 200 games I gotta play. I got too much stuff. So this pickups video coming is probably the last one for a long time because it's got too much stuff. But yeah, pretty good game. I like it. It's fun. Uh, and it continues the story, I think, from the fifth game. Or it might just be an add-on, I forget. It's Persona 5 Strikers is the full title. It's also got anime style of characters in the game, which I'm not a huge fan of anime, but you know, if it's a game I'm interested in, RPG, I'll still play it. Even with anime characters, I really don't care that much if they're anime characters or just real looking characters in the game, like say Nathan Drake or Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. You know, like I don't really care. As long as the game is good, that's what I care about. So there's that. Super Mario Odyssey. There's no denying that this game is great. This is a great platformer game on the Nintendo Switch. I like this a lot better than Super Mario Sunshine. I think that's my least favorite Mario game in the whole franchise. And it is on almost the same level as Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Super Mario Galaxy 2 being a damn near perfect game, like a 9 out of 10. Like that game was just great for the Wii. You know, and then we waited a couple of years before we finally got this game. Let's see, when did this game come out? I forget. 2017. I don't think this game came out 2017 because they released it on the year, the Nintendo Switch, and it didn't come out. I think it was 2018 when this game came out. I could be mistaken though. But overall, yeah, it's a great game, great platformer game. Jump on Goompa's heads and monsters and stuff, fight monsters, try to save your girlfriend, Princess Peach in the game. There's these things that you can jump on in the middle of the roads. I think you can even jump on the cars in this game too, which was interesting. It sort of kind of had that bounce effect to it. So it's interesting you can do that. Climbing up things is not hard to do. Just double jump and climb up things. Watch out for what's it called? Quicksand and there's also this lava type of stuff that you encounter in this game. You gotta be careful. The environments are also very colorful, bright and beautiful, the way a Mario game should be, and it is fun overall playing this game. So it's a great game. If you have a Nintendo Switch, definitely pick up this game, Mario Kart 8, you know, Legend of Zelda. Those are some of the highlighted games that you must get, or Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, must own for your Nintendo Switch. It's great. Did I show the back? I forgot. I don't think I showed the back on this either. There we go. Alright, moving on. Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, not exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, it's also on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and in the past it was on the Nintendo GameCube, both games. And they also ported them to the Nintendo Wii later on. This is a survival horror game in the franchise, Resident Evil. You get both games on one cartridge, although one of them is a downloadable thing, so you gotta download that. I don't know if I can download it. I bought this game used, so I might not be able to download the Resident Evil Zero there. But I don't really care because I have that game on the Wii, so I can play it anytime, anyways, regardless of downloading it or not. So I just play it for Resident Evil Zero. I like that they changed the controls. They give you that control option in the game because I hate those tank controls. They've gotten me killed before by those zombies and those dogs, the zombie dogs in the game. So it's nice being able to change the controls so that way when you move forward, you move forward. And when you move backwards, you move backwards. Unlike the tank controls where it kind of moves in a kind of a weird topsy-turvy, upside down, recycled ball brain, cockamamie, fucked up fashion. You know what I mean? Like just on all different ways that I don't know. It's hard to explain it, but you get what I mean. Like those controls, tank controls wise, were annoying. So, anyways, in the game, you play as this girl. She's a survivor in the game, Rebecca Chambers. You end up working with the criminal Billy because you end up almost getting killed by a zombie with all these roaches and shit that were on her. That damn near killed you, but Billy came to your rescue and saved you and killed that thing. You're on the train and you're exploring the area and you come across a few zombies that you have to kill, find keys to unlock doors and things like that, and then you end up working with the convicted criminal who's murdered people or done bad things. And you progress in the game slowly but surely, but you also do kill zombies regularly in this game too. Eventually you try to stop the train and get off the train. It takes a while to get to that point. Search every nook and cranny looking for the keys. And also find the herbs at all costs because when you find herbs it saves you from dying. And there was a crab in the beginning or later on in the game, first part of the game, first level, that you had to fight. The only way to kill that crab is with a shotgun. You cannot do it with a pistol. You will get killed. The shotgun's like locked and you had to find a way to get that thing out and then grab the shotgun and use it against the crab. Later on in the game, there's other things that you do too. You gotta kill other zombies and do more of the same stuff. Overall, it's still a great survival horror game. Makes perfect sense why it's still around to this day. It's a shame that Nintendo hasn't really ported Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 8 that I know of to the Nintendo Switch. They really should. I mean, I don't understand it. They have this and they have the Revelations collection. Excuse me, for Nintendo Switch. I think Resident Evil 5, but they didn't port the rest of them to the Nintendo Switch, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But overall, great game. Love it. Great survival horror game. Paper Mario, the Origami King. I have played that game and I thought it was a okay game. Not as great as the Paper Mario game on N64 or the one on the Wii, Super Paper Mario. But overall, it was a fun game overall. It's an RPG game, but it does seem a bit lighter on the RPG elements of the game, you know. But overall, not a terrible game. I picked this up years ago for $40 at Empire Video Games, which I would go back to, but that guy is never there when you want him to be. It's no employee, so no point in going there. He's there when he feels like it. Here's Tails. Give me a second, I gotta get some water. A little bit more. Chris Tales. I haven't played that one yet. Still factory sealed. Risk of Rain 2. This is I want to say a roguelike shooter, similar to Returnal, but it's like you play as this little astronaut character in the game. And you go around shooting bugs and things like that, and try to eventually work your way up to fight this giant boss. And then once you kill the boss, you move on and do more of the same stuff as time goes on in the game. The environments are colorful and beautiful and bright, and they do look good for a Nintendo Switch game. I was thinking I was going to have to buy the first game when I first bought this game, Empire Video Games, but as it turned out, it actually includes the first game on the disc, cartridge rather, on there. So that's nice, because when I downloaded it, it immediately downloaded the first game as well. Although I didn't play much of the first game, I just hopped into the second game and played it. But I thought it was a pretty good game for a T-rated shooting game. You know, when I bought my Nintendo Switch, I was like looking through the selection that Larry had in the store, and Larry had probably about 20 different Nintendo Switch games available, and I saw this one there, and saw the price, and I looked it up on my phone when I was looking up games that might be of interest to me, and found out it was a shooting game. So I was like, oh, sold, I want it. I like shooting games. So I picked it up and played it a bit, and I thought it was pretty good. I played it for a while, and then eventually just never got to go back to it because I got so many other games. But from what I played, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. What's his face? Woody. That guy that was on RGT85's channel. They did a Hidden Gems video for Nintendo Switch, and he mentioned Risk of Rain 2 in that collab video, the Hidden Gems Nintendo Switch collab video that he and Woody from Beat 'em Ups did. So if you want to hear his side of things on Risk of Rain, go ahead and watch that video on RGT85's channel. But yeah, that is a pretty good game overall. Here we have is Moonlighter, next game. This seemed pretty good. You gotta get used to the jumps in the game. I didn't quite master those jumps yet. Plus the controller started acting up where it wasn't working properly. And this thing drains battery power in like 5 or 6 hours, it seems. It's not a very long lasting battery. It really sucks, you know. So I don't know, maybe I have to get a Pro controller for that, but it's playing with this thing and the battery dies when trying to enjoy the game really sucks. But from what I played, it's like a light RPG type of game, but you do like kill enemies in the game and search for stuff. You do get to upgrade your weapons and swords, and you get to store items that you pick up along the way, like plants that you use for health, and potions and things like that in the menu system. The menu system is pretty robust, I'd say, and big, and it's pretty fun. It kind of reminded me a little bit like Zelda in a way, but not the 3D Zeldas, more like the 2D Zeldas from the NES and Super Nintendo days. It really did remind me of that a lot. But from what I played, I thought it was a pretty good game overall. I need to get back into this some more, but I need a Pro controller to play it. Next up we have is AI, the Insomnian Files, another M-rated game on the system. Very good game. You play as, what's her name? You play as Special Agents Mizuki and Ryuki, along with their AI partners, Aba and Tama, who are tasked to solve the bizarre half-bodied serial killings while unrevealing the mysterious plot known only as the Nirvana Initiative. Sorry. Yeah, that's basically what the story is about. And when I played this game, that's exactly what I was doing. I was investigating stuff as a secret agent. It made me feel like Sherlock Holmes in a way, but with a girl protagonist. This game's not cheap on the Switch. It's around a $50 game. I paid $50 for this. maybe 60 or 70 if it won it brand new. I bought mine used because I couldn't afford brand new. So yeah, but from what I played of this game, it is bloody, it's violent, but it's fun and definitely is interesting going around trying to solve murders and who killed who and with what weapon and things like that. It's basically a detective type of game, and it was up my alley, so I picked it up. I thought it was pretty good. I think it's available on the PlayStation 4, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it is. The Outer Worlds. Think of think of Fallout and Call of Duty combined together, but had a baby, and then they had this. It's pretty good. I liked it. Yeah, it has some RPG elements in it. Actually, a better example would be if Fallout and Mass Effect had a baby, they'd have this. And so, excuse me. Yeah, they made this game. Obsidian, that's the company that made it down there, and Primitive Division. Okay, and yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's a shooting game, but it does have some RPG elements in the game. Overall, I thought it was a pretty fun game on the Nintendo Switch. It's definitely worth checking out. If you have a Nintendo Switch, if you want to get the cheaper version, get the PS4 or Xbox One version. It's also available on those two consoles as well. Definitely worth checking out if you have the Nintendo Switch or PS4, Xbox One. It's fun. It's a good shooting slash RPG game. Alright, we still got some more to go. I have Ion Fury. This is like a love letter to those that have played Call of Duty, Doom, Wolfenstein, and games like that. It's a first-person shooter game, but it has that 2D environment to it, but it still looks pretty good for the graphics. They don't look sucky like going back to the older first-person shooter games like Doom on Super Nintendo. The graphics are terrible. No, it doesn't look like that at all, but it still kept that old school vibe of first-person shooters from back in the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and N64 days. I say more N64 days because they had more shooters back then. GoldenEye and or PlayStation 1, there's another one, had some shooter games. GoldenEye, Delta Force, The World Is Not Enough, the Duke Nukem games, Perfect Dark, things like that, you know. Kind of reminds me of that, you know, with an old school look. We go around killing these weird demons and monsters in the game, but you're playing as a female protagonist. What's her name again? Shelly. Yeah, Shelly Harrison. Shelly Bombshell Harrison. And it's good. I like it. From what I played, I was intrigued by it. I like the controls of the game. Up goes up and down goes down. Not that inverted shit. I hate that inverted shit. It drives me nuts. For those older games on N64, like Turok's good, but up goes down and down goes up. I hate that. You really gotta get used to that. Because this goes up goes up, and down goes down. That's the way it should be. You also do have to get like key cards in the game to unlock doors and things like that, and pick up ammo along the way. And first aid is what they use for your health. So if you're low on health, you have to go through that next door, and you know there's enemies through there, or there's about to be enemies. You might want to look around the room one more time before going through that door, otherwise you are going to get killed. Yep, great game. Indivisible. Not exclusive to Nintendo Switch, it's also on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But this is a anime style adventure RPG, is what I would phrase it as. You play as this teenage girl whose family is killed in a fire because of an evil man who basically burned down the village, killed everybody except you and your cat, I believe, or dog. And so later on, he ends up teaming up with you. Some sort of curse is put on them, but they end up stuck working together against their own will. And along the way, rather, she picks up one or two other people to help her out on the quest. And so it has that RPG uh, elements in the game because when you get to other people that you gotta fight or the other monsters, you attack the monster and the other character gets to attack the monster and that character and the monster attacks you. But you just hope that you don't end up dead. It also does have some platforming elements in the game as time goes on because you do platform up this thing. Like say you're at the bottom here and here's the platform up on the right somewhere. You gotta doop, 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 kind of zigzag up until you get onto the platform, which does take some trial and error and getting used to, but eventually you do get used to that. I thought it was a pretty good game, and I like the environments. I like how beautiful and colorful they looked. And there is talking. You do talk to certain people to progress in this game. But then again, it wouldn't be an RPG if you didn't do that. I liked it. I thought it was good. It mixes adventure and platforming along with RPG elements pretty well for this game. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's not expensive either. It's around a $15 or $20 game. Really cheap. So if you're looking for a cheap game on Nintendo Switch, this is a good pick. This, Cris Tales, and this next game I'm about to show you. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin I had not played yet, but I've seen gameplay on it. It looks like an action hack and slash game. It's a little bit different than that game, but still a T for teen rated game, so it's not M. So if you've got parents that are wondering, is this game more family friendly? It is. It's a T for teen game. So it did look interesting though, and I like the art style of it. I was going to buy this from DK Oldest because they had it for a few dollars cheaper than what it was sold on eBay, but they didn't have any copies of it left, so I just bit the bullet and bought it off of eBay for $20, I believe, or $22, something like that. You know, not terribly expensive, but I haven't played it yet. I will soon. Resistance is a first-person shooter game on the Nintendo Switch as well. Although this one it does involve some stealth elements in the game that you have to do because there are certain enemies that are hard to kill. So when you see an enemy coming in your direction, you kind of have to hide a little bit and then sneak up from behind it and kill it, or you could just go past it all entirely and just not kill it, kind of sneak into the next area of the game. There are some death traps in this game too, like some bombs and stuff that you may not see along the way, like you step on a tile and then you end up dead and you're like, huh? What the hell happened here? Why did I die? Just to find out, like 30 seconds later, I stepped on a bomb. Darn it. Shoot. And then I had to start back at the checkpoint, you know. But overall, it was a pretty good game, you know, for the Nintendo Switch. Just a few minor annoyances, but it was good overall. Mark is a survival horror game, but instead of it being more of a Resident Evil type of game, or a game like Silent Hill, where you're roaming around and doing stuff, it does have more of a visual novel take on things. You wake up, you're this like guy, young 20-year-old man, find out you got a death mark on your arm. It's a forbidden tattoo, and you only have 2 or 3 days to get that death mark taken off, otherwise you'll die. You end up in this creepy old house, and you end up talking to this stuffed doll. The doll helps you out a bit as the game progresses and tells you, will you fight the death mark, or will you just die? Of course, you're not going to take that, so you actually said, yes, I will fight the death mark, and then you end up talking to the doll for more information. there are two other people that you come across later on that had the same death mark in the game. You end up working with them. One is the mother with her child, a son, in the game. I didn't get super duper far into this game because it really freaked the hell out of me. It really scared me, and I couldn't bring myself to keep playing it because of how scary this game actually was. It might sound like a wimp, but there's just some scary games I can't play because I have nightmares from it. So I just don't see myself going back to it. But what's his name? I forget his name, but yeah, that's the guy you play as right there, and that's the doll character that's in the game. You know, I have a good feeling that the doll character is still evil, even though the doll character does fill you in on certain things. The doll character doesn't really help you out in the game. You have more help from the lady and the kid than you do from the doll. But this game is really freaky and very scary, and it does have a visual novel style. You do explore different areas, but it does it in a book graphic novel type of way, so it's not like you're actually shown running there and doing stuff. And there are parts in the game where there's a certain move that you make where you realize you screwed up and you end up dead. You get game over and have to start all over again. So you gotta be very careful on what your moves are in the game. And you also explore looking for certain things in the game too. You know, this footstep in the game, very scary. You can actually hear the footsteps in the game. But anyways, yeah. I guess it's good if you like survival horror games, but I got really scared by this game. I can't play this game anymore. But from what I did play, it did seem interesting. Close to the Sun is a very boring survival horror game. This was boring. The environments are not the greatest looking. The gameplay is boring. Yeah, this was boring. I didn't care for it. That's what I'll say. I didn't really care for it. It had some creativity to it, but it just didn't have enough things. Just seemed in certain areas of the game where it was very bare bones and everything. It didn't seem like there was much to do. You know, you're looking for stuff, investigating stuff, but you're never really finding much. You know, you end up moving on later on into the game, and there's not much there. And you're like, you get to a point of the game where you're like stuck. You're like, I'm not sure where to go. Don't you hate those where the hell do you go type of games? I know I do. I'm not saying that the game was terrible, but the game overall could have been a lot better. 4 games left. MX vs. ATV All Out. I didn't play a ton of this game, but from what I did play, it was a fun racing game overall. It's family friendly. E10. Mild lyrics and mild suggestive themes. There's no violence or sexual content or nudity in this game. Family friendly, more family friendly than some of these other games they showed. But it's a fun racing game overall. I like the MX games back on the PS2 and even the one on the PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii. The MX vs. ATV Untamed, and the other one, the MX vs. ATV Supercross. Yeah, and the Alive one. They're all pretty decent for racing games overall. They're pretty fun. You can pick this copy up on the Nintendo Switch for about 15 bucks. It's not bad for that price, honestly. Or if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, it's also available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Paid full price for it, $50. I haven't played a very much of it because I'm still working on the first game. Played a little bit of it. The environments in the game are fucking huge. There's just so much shit to do in this game. There really is. I can't believe how much shit there is to do in this game. It's crazy. But yeah, it's a massive RPG with tons of exploring, tons of grinding. This will probably take you over 100 hours to beat this game. I still haven't beaten this game. I played it a few times and just never beat it. But pretty good game overall. Good sequel to the first one, which was on the Wii, and then it was ported to the Wii U and other consoles as well. If you like RPG games, you'll love this game. It's a lot of fun overall, and yeah, it's a blast. Did I show the back? I don't think I did. There. No More Heroes 3, I have not had a chance to play it. I look forward to playing this eventually, though. I know he plays Travis Touchdown in the game, it's an M-rated game, and you're an assassin basically trying to kill other assassins and people that you despise. That's what I can say about this game. I do need to play some more of that. And I have somewhere in my collection here, I have Axiom Verge, or Axiom Verge. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I got that, and I know that's a Metroidvania style type of game. I haven't played it yet, but I have shown that game before. I do own that game. Like, where is that game? Let me see if I got it here. Just so that way you know, I showed it in the video. Here it is. Axiom Verge. Paid $27 for this game. It's a lot cheaper than the Nintendo Wii U version. And the last game I have here is Outbreak Contagious Memories. This is yet another survival horror game, and it plays exactly like Resident Evil. And overall, I think it's a pretty good game. But there are a few annoyances of this game. Like, for instance, you play as Lydia, right? She's the main character in this game. She's a survivor. Also, there are two other survivors that you are working with, Bill and Mary. But at a certain point of the game, you have to split up and search the area you're in, which you do come across a few zombies in this game that you have to kill. The one thing I hated is like when I pause the menu option in the game and then hold on a second. Sorry, my throat's getting dry. It's a good thing I have water with me. So like I was saying, what happens is you pause the menu and everything. It kind of brings up the menu and pauses everything. Go through the system trying to get your weapons ready and everything equipped. When you get out of there, the zombies start attacking you. You're trying to pull out your gun. It just seemed like a slight delay when doing so. And that got me killed on a few occasions. And I really didn't like that. Whereas Resident Evil, I didn't have that problem. My gun was already equipped and I could just point it and fire it. Now this, it does have the same type of, like, you know, pointing in this direction and moving up, down like that type of thing when you're shooting the gun. But it just seemed like there was some cheap deaths in this game that I didn't like. It definitely takes some getting used to, but overall I thought it was a pretty good game for the Nintendo Switch, and I definitely want to get back into this some more and play some more. I have watched some gameplay on this and seen what the later levels look like, so it does look intriguing to me. It's just I got killed playing this several times. It just was annoying. I know later on in this game, I did get to the part where you had to grab these guns and stuff, the ammo, because you're supposed to do that, and then eventually make your way back. And I could have sworn I seen a zombie that looked just like Mary in the game, a survivor. I'm like, that can't be. Can't be. She survived or something. No, it was weird. But later on in the game, you do see Bill. You know, you talk to him for 5 minutes, and then he goes on his way and says, "We'll meet up at a certain area." I forget the name of the courtyard or something. And of course, you know, you do things like look for the key, put it in the door, unlock certain doors. You get herbs in the game that you can add to your menu. You also get ammo that you can add to your menu, and you get a knife in the game, and a shotgun and an AK-47, and herbs that you pick up as well for health because you're going to need it. I think you can also get ink cartridges that you put into typewriter things to save your game. So it does play a lot like Resident Evil, very similar to it. It almost seems like it's a rip-off in a way, but it isn't as good as Resident Evil. But overall, it's still a pretty enjoyable game overall. So, there's Outbreak, Contagious Memories, and I know there's 2 other games in the series too. I know they're also available on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4, and possibly Xbox One. So it's around a $30 game though. I kept bargaining with the seller to get a really good deal on it. The seller wouldn't go too low. I think I got it for $27 plus shipping. It was like $7 shipping, so like $35, $36. Got me this game for $37, something like that. Like I said, be prepared to pay the shipping on eBay when it comes to video games. But yeah, not a bad game. So anyways, that's going to do it. Those are all the Nintendo Switch games that I have. Like I said, there is a few other games I want to get, like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and maybe The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Hyrule Warriors 2, Age of Calamity, Astral Chain, Process of Elimination, and a few others like Crisis Remastered is pretty cool. But it's all about the money. Do I have the money for it at the moment? And right now, I may not have the money for it. Or maybe I do. Who knows? We'll see in the future if I do a part 2 to this. But anyways, that is my updated Nintendo Switch collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and watching me talk about the Nintendo Switch. I know it's been a while since I talked about the Nintendo Switch, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Especially when you got a full-time job and you got a lot of other stuff going on in your life. You can't always play video games. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and help me out greatly. And subscribe to the channel, folks. Subscribe for more gaming content and be a part of everything I got going on here. Thank you guys. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Take care. Larry the Batman fan signing off. Oh, and one last thing. Just want to... Why not? There's the stack. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Take care. Goodbye.